Hello and welcome. This is FIDE Master Vedant Goswami. And today, while we are going to see this amazing combination played by Mikhail Tal, we'll also try to understand what was his reasoning, behind achieving that combination. How did he arrive that, this is the particular set of moves which will take me to a conclusion, which is what I want. So basically, we'll try to get into Mikhail Tal's head for a moment and try to see what are the things that he sees in the position that allowed him to, figure out and, uh, play this amazingly beautiful concept and combination. So this is a game from a simultaneous exhibition. And Mikhail Tal is white and he has just placed H into G5, opening up the H file. And his opponent plays rook into H1. So now a normal mortal like me, or most of the people would simply recapture on the H1 and be happy with the position. Okay, but not so with Tal. So he is a great tactician and he sees some very interesting possibilities in the position. So one thing I believe he's seeing that, this pawn is very close to promotion through this little bit uh, twisted route. Okay, and second very important thing he notices also that the black queen is unsupported. So it is very important to see what are the important factors which can play in the position. Okay, so everything can be a part of the combination. So I believe he will start analyzing with G into F6 because the pawn is then only 2 steps away from queening. And if somehow we can make it work, make the pawn reach on G7, there's no way to stop it. Okay, so that would be amazing. And, the pawn promotion cannot be stopped. So the first line of calculation would be like G into F6, okay, rook into D1, and let us say bishop D1 or some normal recapture, knight into D1 or queen into D1. But if we make a normal recapture, let us say rook into D1, bishop D1, it gives time for black to recapture on F6 and have a perfectly reasonable game. And even with an extra pawn. So certainly this is not what we are looking for. So at this point of time, so the main thing is whether we do have a intermezzo or a Zwischenschach or something which allows us time to make the pawn jump to G7. Okay. And of course, Tal is a great tactician. He would have seen this really quickly. So now after G into F6, he figures out that when black takes rook D1, it looks like he's winning a rook. Or at least next in, he figures out that if he can use the unsupported nature of the black queen, which is on a5, and seeing that, he finds this amazing resource, knight into d1. Really crazy stuff. Now, the key thing is the black bishop does not have time to capture it, because if it recaptures, I'm going to capture the queen for free and have a totally winning game. So black has no option than to capture the queen, because if he simply moves away, I will capture on G7 and promote on the next move, which cannot be stopped. Queen into D2. Now again, if I was playing, I would simply kind of play a normal recapture, at least I'll consider that, but not Tal. And this was his concept. When the queen is on D2, he doesn't need to capture it back. He can play this amazingly beautiful move, F into G7. And this position is so beautiful to watch. Now, black is for the moment a queen up, but unfortunately his queen is under attack and for the moment cannot capture anything. Everything is supported. And the knight on d4 further prevents any attack on c2, though it is attacked twice. So beautiful concept. And his opponent has no choice except to resign, because if you save the queen, I simply promote and do a checkmate. So amazing concept by Mikhail Tal. And uh, besides that, black has no other option. If he chooses to, let us say, do anything, let us say queen goes anywhere or capture any of the pieces, there is no way the pawn promotion can be stopped. So really beautiful position, really amazing concept by Mikhail Tal. And my basic effort in this game and this position was to try to figure out what was his reasoning. And I hope we made some progress there. So the whole point is that he sees everything in the position. He notices the position of the queen, which is unsupported. He sees the possibility of the pawn being able to go to g7 and then promote. So, and then he combines these both things into this beautiful combination, which ends up in either him winning immediately with the pawn promotion, or being ahead with a great material advantage. So I hope you enjoyed this combination. I really, this is one of my favorite combinations. And I hope this way of thinking, the way in this a grandmaster of a strong player like Mikhail Tal notices everything in the position and then tries to bring it together to achieve something which is advantageous. So thank you very much for watching, and hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you so much.